Tennessee mountains.
So, do you see where you need us to stop, Kaya? What do you think, Kaya? Is this your second tunnel ever? I think so. What do you make of it? There's nothing to explore, is there? Nope. So Kaya, can you hardly wait to get out of the car in Kentucky? This is your first time in Kentucky. You drove 8 hours to get here.
Okay.
Oh, she's so excited. Oh, oh wow. There's a little creek down here, and she's sure she'll find wildlife and excitement. What do you think, Kaya? Oh, this looks so exciting. So Kaya's been having to wait in the car because it was a little cool and breezy after she had her walk. And so she cooked our nice hot meal and we ate. And the last thing she had to do was to clean muck off her shoes. She kept on saying, I got Kentucky Derby all over my shoes.
Yeah, they look like a poop.
Yeah. They're pretty clean now though. So we are in South Carolina at Burles Ford National Forest. We're on Chattanooga River Trail, I believe it is, in the Burles Ford. Kaya has already had one walk.
That's not the trail.
We actually scoped it out to make sure that we could see an easy campsite, and we did. And then, so she's had a really nice walk going there and back, and now it's the second time, and she's remembering all the places that we wouldn't let her go as far as she wanted last time, and she's trying again.
Don't eat anything.
So we actually had to pack our backpacks at the car because we had come here thinking we'd do a car camp tonight, except there's a sign saying you can't do that. So we ended up having to pack our backpacks at the car, and now we're heading in for our campsite. And then we're going to filter some water because we've used quite a bit of what we brought, and then eventually set up tent and that sort of thing. So Kaya has been tied up at our campsite, which is right by a nice river in the sun, and we have a camp fire there. It's in the shade of a tree right now. So Jenny's sitting in the sun cooking, and we're having this huge piece of fresh fish for dinner. So it's going in the pot and it's being cooked in a minute. So we set up the tent without the fly on it, and so everything's in there ready for when it's time to go in. We changed out of our hiking boots and into clogs because they're a little more comfortable. And Kaya is just exploring every inch. Considering she's been playing in snow for the last few months and never really got to go anywhere without snow, she now has a nice warm spring day in South Carolina, in Burles Ford, and she's having a real careful look everywhere. We've done 2 walks down this trail. I wouldn't call them hikes because they weren't very far, but we just came far enough to get a campsite. Our original plan had been to camp in the car, but then there was a sign in the parking lot saying no camping, so we had to go down the trail and find the first campsite and set up, which we've done. So So it's 4:15 in the afternoon and we are going out for a walk. Only Kaya's going on the wrong route. Kaya, around on the trail because I got the leash in one hand and the camera on the other. And so I can't swap hands with the leash. And if it wraps around me, it starts burning my clothing. Oh, she's very excited. Oh, she's excited. Yep, there's gotta be stuff hiding here everywhere. Gotta be. Oh, I have to go this way now. So this is the first look at the falls. And then there's a path that goes the other way and goes way up. Oh, Kaya knows that this is the kind of place where stuff that's interesting lives. Yep, you just know there's going to be something hiding somewhere here. Not yet, Kaya. You have to look at something. He's in such a hurry. But... oh, those falls, eh? That's coming a long way down. There's so much growth here. You can hardly see some of it. Okay, so now we can continue assuming it goes farther. Okay, so we've been out in front of the falls.
Oh, look at there!
Yeah, that is cute. Kaya okay?
Yeah, she's okay. She's just wet.
Oh, wet feet. Yeah, that's what happens when you go...
Don't go there! Don't go there! Don't go there! Hey! It's dangerous!
Oh, look at that! Oh, she's really... you have to really hang on there.
Yeah.
Oh, she's really got it in for herself.
Girl, come back! Oh! She just crossed. Look at that. Oh.
Kaya and Jenny and I walked to a place that there seemed to be an intersection according to the map. But the trail looks like it hadn't been used in 5 years or more. And then we found a whole pile of trees down, but it was so jungle-like on the trail that we had to turn around. We're now going along by the river again, whereas we were taking, the river made a U-shape and we were taking a shortcut that would go up and over. Only the shortcut was a trail that's not maintained and is badly overgrown. So that didn't work. But it was an exploration. And so we arrived back at the tent about, I think it was an hour and 52 minutes of hiking. I didn't get the distance. And yeah, we basically had a nice little adventure. And Kaya was tired and she's gone inside the tent. And she is...
right there.
Ooh. She's, yeah, right out. Good morning. It's Monday morning. I think it's the 21st of March. And this is the river we camped beside. I'm filtering more water. And the idea is that we could use the water back at the car, and we're so close I can carry unnecessary water on the hike back. And so Kaya, we've had to have her for the last couple of hours in the tent, completely wrapped up in the sleeping bag. And within the sleeping bag, she's wearing a down coat and a regular winter coat on top of it.
Forget about her own fur.
Yeah, and she's got some of her own fur underneath that. So we got a fire going. And it was what got us warm was collecting the sticks and lighting it. That got us warmed up because we were just so cold last night in bed.
Still cold.
And we're still kind of cold, although I'm a lot warmer than I was when I woke up this morning.
My feet are still cold.
Oh, and they're in hiking boots.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, my feet are almost comfortable.
Because I change the hiking boots later.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got your feet frozen first. So the sun didn't really come up. I mean, there's sun kind of way up there. You can see it a little bit through the smoke of the fire. Didn't come up till, oh, I don't know, 7:30, getting on for 8. And then we saw over in the distance, way up through there, we could just see a little bit of sun on the trees. I don't think we're going to see sun in this campsite for quite some time. So I was just wandering around here. We're camped reasonably close to the trail. And I was just collecting firewood, and we lit our fire. And it took a while to get it going, I guess. It wasn't perfectly dry. So we had the back door of the tent had been open. Jenny had gone through to get something, and Kaya eventually found that and then came out and was running around in the dark as we're lighting the campfire, off leash. So we had to round her up quick and get her back in bed before she started shivering. Poor little Kaya, if she were to just wander around the campsite first thing this morning, she would have just got herself so cold. So she had to stay in bed. So, lean ground beef.
Then we'll get ground beef, and we have eggs. I'll fry them. And
Eggs.
then we have
Wraps.
cheese.
We have wraps, and the cheese is...
Cheese
okay.
into here.
Yeah, oh, okay, it's in the bottom there. We've got a bag of cheese. Oh yeah, shredded cheese.
Organic.
Organic even. Well, I guess the rest of our vacation here is organic.
Yes.
The water is certainly organic. So we've got 2 bottles of water there and 1 there. So that's plenty for us for today by a long shot. But I'm filtering 2 more liters over here. And the idea was that when we leave here and carry on our trip, we're going to, we would have to buy bottled water in the store. Well, gee, here we've got we're at 650 meters altitude. We're kind of up at a ford within mountains. And here we have a mountain stream of fresh water. And you can really tell when you scoop it out and put it in the bag. It's clear.
Try to wrap it, not making an accident.
So we're having wraps. I just warmed the wraps by the fire and they go immediately cold. And then we put the hot food in, and that's our breakfast.
Oh, you are hungry. Yeah, good.
So we made Kaya's breakfast, and we made ours. We ate our wraps by heating the wraps, putting the food in them. And then when we'd emptied the pot of the spiced meat, we put her breakfast back in the pot, gave it just a little warm up so Kaya could have a hot breakfast with us. And she's wearing 2 coats, purple down coat and then the pink snowsuit on top of it. And she was so good just sitting in the tent watching until we said to her that it was time for breakfast. And then she got up and waited for us to open the tent for her to get out.
Yeah. This is your breakfast? Hey, yeah.
So what do you think? Our usual soup that we make by putting the water in the pot and cooking out all the... It's a way of doing dishes.
Yeah.
And you end up with a soup instead of hot water. I think she'll enjoy that.
Hey, hey.
Mom, I know there's extra food around here. I can just tell. There's that.
That's not yours. That's not yours, Kaya.
Okay, next one I'm not supposed to get into.
No. You're done, Kaya. You're done.
Rather enjoying our campsite by the river. Early in the morning after a satisfying breakfast and a hot soup to follow. She had a hot soup. Because that's how we clean out the pot in her bowl, is simply put hot water in the pot, cook that, all sorts of stuff comes off the pot. Then that goes in our cups and bowls and that cleans them. And we consume it all, and it's a delicious soup. Usually a little bit of oil floating on the top, just like real soup. But there's no color and a little salt. And so she had some, and it was warming, and she liked it. So she's just wandering around, seeing all the smells. watching everything going on across the river. This sound that the river makes, we got to listen to that the entire night. I believe we were in the tent for 12 hours or... No, I think it was 13. No, it was 12 because we ended up getting up early. It was so cold. We got up at 7 instead of 8. And so we leave our little nest by the river in Barrels Ford. Sun is just starting to get in around the outside of the campsite.
Almost 11.
Oh, it's almost 11. I said it would be. Yeah, well, we had a nice, leisurely, slow morning. Even though thought we were getting up early. So Kaya has been off leash in the campsite, doing a pretty good job of knowing exactly how far the campsite went for her to be walking off leash. And of course, now that the campsite's packed up, just be on leash because, you know, it's a wide open world. We're leaving Burles Ford, and so we ended up pulling off here because there was a sign that said scenic area. So Kaya's just so anxious, but we gotta have her on leash because we know she's gonna go straight down that hill. And that hill, if I remember my map properly, that goes way down to the non-mountainous area and then goes all the way out to the Atlantic Ocean. Like quite a way over there. So we learned when you go to the nearest city and get the weather forecast and then go up into the mountains and camp, don't be surprised if it's a wee cooler than they predicted. Kaya, are you going to be able to come down and take a look? Or are you not interested?
Well, there's a mop here. He didn't want to get out.
A mop?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, a moth.
Moth.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
gone. They want Kaya to dip foot in this, whatever, Atlantic Ocean? Oh. Did you dip into it, Kaya? Dip into it? She said, no, I'm not going to. Dip in, dip in. She said, no, I don't want to go in. Did you dip into it? Come on. Oh, you dipped it in.
Found out that it's not really a good thing to drink.
She dipped it in.
My gosh, what have they done with this place?
So it is salty.
I'm assuming it's salty.
I don't want to taste it.
Try it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
See, this is a better dip than yesterday's.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay. This lake's okay. It's got wildlife.
Yesterday we walked there.
Yeah.
So right now
Yeah, the tide's in.
Tyson.
So this is where we ended up on Monday night. It's a forest reserve, and it appears to be a bunch of trails for ATV outings. But they had a couple of free campsites here. We set up our car, and we appeared to have the whole place to ourselves. But there's an incredible number of birds around here. Oh, there's a sign over here, warning of alligators. Uh-huh. What do you know? Oh, and we've got our dog wandering around here. Maybe we have to be careful around the water. We're going down a back alley in Charleston, downtown. Kaya's quite excited.
Go there, Kaya. Hey. Out.
She's got tangled.
No.
Oh, she's sure there's got to be some kind of wildlife hidden in there. Critters or something.
Feels like Cuba. No.
Yeah. Well, they have these wonderful trees.
Yeah.
Just wonderful. And he's quite impressed with the multicolored buildings. Okay, Jenny, get ready to hold her. There's another horse and carriage coming. Kaya goes ballistic every time she finds a downtown horse. We found she seems a little better behaved if she's held when there's a horse. We'll see.
Good baby. Good baby. Good baby. Good baby. Good Kaya. Good Kaya. Good Kaya. Good Kaya. Good Kaya.
Yeah, just couldn't handle it any closer.
Good Kaya. Good Kaya.
Old Exchange and Provost Dungeon. The most historic building apparently here. And Kaya posing between an American flag and a Ukrainian flag.
Kaya. Oh, she wants to go out. She doesn't want to stay. You don't want to run, Kaya?
Come here.
You don't want to run?
Good boy. That was a good kind. Good boy.
Hey, that's a poop.
You want water?
He takes care of our neighbor's dog. It's almost a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna take it to her. Oh, she doesn't want to stay. She might be too hot to run.
Maybe, yeah.
We gotta go out here.
Okay.
Kaya, go.
So Tuesday afternoon, we are doing a hike with Kaya. It's not a long one, and it wasn't far from our last campsite. So we're starting at late afternoon, so the idea is this is just something to give us exercise after we ate our main meal and had a rest. It's a very pleasant day. Shirt sleeves and... Oh, we didn't put on hiking boots. We've got running shoes. Oh dear.
It's not mountain.
Well, yeah. I suppose it's still hiking even when you have the wrong shoes. Kaya doesn't seem quite as excited as usual.
Oh, that's people there.
I think she's a bit tired. I couldn't get the camera turned on fast enough, but we saw this great big splash, and I'm certain it was an alligator that just suddenly zoomed into that far pond of the two, and we haven't seen a thing there since. But I have been seeing some waves out on this pond. And then Jenny got terribly scared of that. It's an old tire, but anyway. For a second there it looked like an alligator curled up when considering she was looking for one. So anyway, we're going to continue. We're going to cross this little creek on the... And this is a hiking trail, but obviously is quite easy for foot traffic to go along. So we're walking down the trail, and suddenly we come out to a wee clearing, and it's all grassy. Oh, what a bird. Oh, it's not really visible. I guess in the heat of the summer, you can go in here and sit on the chairs and look out over the field. Oh dear, Kaya thinks she should be able to run free through the whole field. Oh, the pulling. She's very excited about all this. Ah, there's been a bit of forest fire here. Yeah. Trees blackened and the ground's blackened. Sometimes all the vegetation's grown back, and in other cases it hasn't. I guess it depends how long ago. Yeah. Oh, somebody's built a tree fort up in that tree. Wow. But the stairs start halfway up. Huh. Very interesting vegetation here. The ferns and the long grasses. These are these trees that we've been seeing down here. We certainly don't have back home. The really curly ones. And here we're seeing them on a hiking trail. The trail appears to exist purely for the sake of a ditch. So I guess there's some water level management going on. This tree has all this stuff hanging down from it. It looks eerie, kind of like Halloween. It's really hard to see because of the bright sky behind it. And then this, well, it said over there is a plantation. And Kaya is very excited about all this, wishing she could be off leash, but we can just imagine the trouble she would get into. Basically, this is all swamp.
I don't want to see what's there. There's an alligator.
You never know. And she's sure there's something in there, eh? He's staying there. Oh, there. That's the adult head, I think. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's see if I can... Yes, that's it. So it's not moving because it doesn't want me to see it. But I saw before I zoomed in on it, I saw its head move a little bit to the left. We are at this, it's like a free campground. It's got an outhouse, and some people have left some toilet paper in it. There's no garbage. There's a thing which I think is like a bear hang to hang, well, it's very low, but you hang your food there. And we've got our cars all set up. We even put the mosquito blinds on because we think we're going to have to open windows to let some air in. And there was definitely bugs. Back at the hike we did earlier on, at the very end of it, the bugs were really going. So you do get a really solid picnic table. And you get a campfire. The spots are actually all taken except for one, where they just left. And the rest are all taken. It's full. Apparently Kaya has found a chicken wandering around the campsite. And she figures it's for chase. Friendly, isn't it, Kaya? Except that you want to chase it. It's not for chase, Kaya. It's not for chase. We woke up Wednesday morning. Because of the weather, this is our last full day of outdoor activity before the thunderstorms start this evening. So our camp is right here, and we slept in the car, not in the tent. We dried the tent and put it away. I'm sure that confused other people in the campsite. We set up a tent, then we came home, put away the tent, and stayed the night anyway. Kaya's been practicing some off-leash work, since she now knows where the campsite is, and she keeps pushing the boundaries. Anyway, we had wraps for breakfast, and Kaya had what was inside our wraps, plus dog kibble. She didn't have her yogurt for dessert. We found this little hang for hanging food by your camp. It was really useful for putting the extend-a leash and tying Kaya to it. She never got tangled in it. Beautiful warm morning, breeze, and we had a wonderful breakfast, and we're just finishing up our second cup of coffee.
This looks like a
Kaya,
forest.
That's a forest fire, Kaya.
Fire here. Okay, you can start driving us slowly. Just only make sure there's nobody behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty hot.
Oh, it's pretty. Oh, it's burned up all the trunks, but it hasn't gone up and done the leaves.
I don't know.
And there's another batch up here.
Why is nobody?
Nobody fighting it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they fight it where there's flames. Right now it's all smoke, as if they just put it out.
Maybe this is already put it out. Oh my god.
Oh, there's some going.
This is a tree gonna die.
Oh, that one's gone. But these ones, I think, from what I've seen, they survive. If you just get a bit of smoldering around the trunk. Yeah, some trees were cut down.
It's the roots burning, not root.
It's the underbrush is burning.
Yeah, see the bottom of the tree is all black.
Yeah.
Okay, that's over.
And then it stops right there. How does it? No, that looks like it's on purpose. We came down this walking trail after parking at the side of the road because it's a trailhead. It is the Morris Mountain Hunting Camp near Erie, North Carolina. Hope I got that right. I keep thinking of it as like you wear, but it's not. So anyway, Kaya is very excited, as she often is when we get to a place to go for a hike. And we had stopped in Erie and had a picnic lunch, and then came over here. When we went to the GPS coordinates we had we got from the internet, it was just a road that was closed, and there really wasn't enough room even to park in front of the gate to camp. So we checked the photos that the person who had put the GPS coordinates online had taken and said that's not even the same gate. So just for the sake of it, we wandered off another, I don't know, half mile down the road just to see what was there. And after a while we came across a place you could drive in. And it did look like it was somewhat important. And so we drove in and saw the gate we'd seen and saw parking spaces and realized, and a fire pit, and said, oh, that's the place. So we're set up there. We just have to get the car ready when we get back. And this is Kaya's evening walk. Still a pretty good road in. I don't think I'd call this hiking. I've got running shoes on. It's a really neat wood. There's just no undergrowth. There's Jenny studying it on her phone on All Trails. There's nice rolling terrain here too. And we're currently going up a hill, so we'll see what's at the top. We got to the top and nothing happens. The road just keeps going. So I guess we just keep going until we've had enough evening walk and Kaya's stopped pulling, meaning she's had enough walk, and then we go back. So we followed this little new trail that somebody just built this spring. There's this beautiful mountain meadow here. And it's at a place where just up here there's a fork where the trail has, it's like a T intersection, but, well, it was a T intersection, and this piece came off to one side as the last of 4. So it's just being opened. And Kaya's, as usual, pretty sure that there's something exciting at every step. And Jenny's not coming down. She's waiting for us to come back. But I had to see what was down here. But it looks like the trail goes a lot farther than I'd imagined. Yeah, we're seeing such a small portion of the trail. Kaya's so determined she's got to go run around in there. It might be hard for me to get her back with one hand. Oh, she's going to come back. Oh, well, she was listening to me. Where are you going now, Kaya? You can't go back again. Whoa. She gets going, and then the extended leash runs out, and I get a huge jerk. Well, we can't really go down there either.
Yeah, you don't want to go back in dark.
Yeah, it'll get dark if we go any farther, so we gotta quit. Okay, Kaya, turn around. Let's go home. Let's go back to the car. Whoops. There we go.
You can travel on the foot here.
So one thing that's a nice, refreshing sign of spring is when you get these little flowers on trees. They're doing that here, even if they're not doing it at home. And there's one tree, big tree down there, covered in blooms. We ended up at the trailhead for the Joe Moffat Trail. And as we parked in the parking lot, I heard a huge hissing coming out of the back tire. So I had to learn how to take the spare out from underneath the car, which I was doing while kind of swearing at it the whole time. And I'm just about to change to the little tire while Jenny is going to be looking on her phone for where is the nearest place that we can take the tire to get it repaired so that we can travel at highway speed, heading up to get our COVID test. Okay, so we had to stop to get the tire repaired, and it turned out that all these signs we saw for vote for Steve Hare for county commissioner, he's Steve's Auto, where we got the tire repaired. So this is Kaya's first time in Maryland. We stopped at the Freedom Convoy in Hagerstown, Maryland, and so she's now exploring. Probably going to do some business, although she did some business earlier. We did stop in Virginia and didn't take any video, which we realized was wrong. Oh well, what can you do? There isn't as many trucks as I was expecting, but there's an awful lot of people. This is a great big hill that is in the Hagerstown Speedway, which is the event venue. So I'm up at the top taking a pan of the whole event. Unfortunately, the other pile over there is hiding a lot of trucks. So we're seeing mostly Jenny's asking me to pose for a picture over here. So some of the people around us have been talking about the noise at night, like they're having movies a couple of doors up, and of course there's all the honking and the generators. But you have to admit, those frogs, wow, that is deafening. And then okay.
That's it.
Oh, she got it.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be your mom. Oh yeah. Aya, what did you find? Huh? What did you find? Except you mix yourself all dirty. Huh? Not that. Come here. Come down, come down. There you go. Come down. Don't go there. Let's go back to the sun. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, good. Good friend. You guys are good friend. Should be good friend. Yeah, Kaya. Should be good friend. Yeah, that's good. Good.
Is it coming out?
Yeah.
How's that? Hi there.
Hi.
But you got your
Oh, I can turn it off. There, it should be off now. Although I don't know, is it better for the video to have it on?
No, I think it's better if it's
Better for the just to have the firelight.
spider. Oh, you should put it under the flame, not above the flame.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a little hard. Well, I suppose I could try and. Let me try. It's just it's going to end up touching the bits it shouldn't touch.
my stick caught on fire.
They're usually shorter and shorter.
Weirdo.
truck inspection station.
That's not?
There's the sign. Welcome to New York State.
Kaya, you're in New York.
Headed from Pennsylvania into New York.
Yeah. This is a bad driving condition. It's snowing and it's storm.
Dark and snowstorm. It's still afternoon.
Oh.